We had all the sex, drugs, rock and roll, the old part of the baby boom, and by the time it got to Barack Obama, he probably had those things too, but for them, they were just background noise. They were just, part of the decor. Whereas for us, they were new, they were different, they were extraordinary, and our parents were really upset. The baby boom is a generation that really does tend to take credit for everything good that happened in or near it. If we think a good thing, we've done a good thing. We know we weren't on those buses to Mississippi. No, we weren't. We weren't in the march on Washington. We were too young. Another thing is feminism. Actually, that was older women who did that. Gloria Steinem is not a baby boomer. It was members of the greatest generation and members of the silent generation who desegregated the schools, who went on the freedom rides through the South, who fought at the Stonewall, who risked, in the case of feminism, risk, if not their lives, their brasiers, for social change. And so we tend to think that because we agree with the positions of the civil rights movement and the positions of the feminists and gay liberation and any number of other things, because we agree with those ideas, we somehow cause them to happen. No, it's not true. We don't get credit for taking drugs. We don't get that credit that we deserve for taking drugs. And it sounds insane because drugs have caused so many problems in American society. But they've actually also taught us a terrific lesson about mental illness, about all sorts of psychological and psychiatric problems, is that we have learned now that these problems so often have to do not with whether your mom didn't nurse you or something, but with brain chemistry. And one thing about taking drugs is it makes you understand brain chemistry. And I've got this old pal who's a shrink. So when I prescribe them to people who were born before 1946, their first question is, Doc, when can I get off these drugs? When I prescribe these drugs to people who were born after 1946, their first question is, Doc, when can I get some more? The worst boomer ever was Bill Clinton. He just displayed all the boomer weaknesses, all the self-indulgence, all the egotism, all the moral sloppiness. And yet, at the same time, let us not forget, he wasn't a bad president. Plus, he was darn entertaining. There was never a dull moment with Bill Clinton in the White House. The greatest baby boomer, other than my wife, Sigourney Weaver. I just think she's really cute. And I have no intention of writing the final chapter of the baby boom because we're going to live forever. I have definitely never crossed the line between humorists and social scientists. Not once in any of my books or articles will anybody find a sentence beginning, "studies show." We may have made a mess, but it's the younger generations will have to clean that up. I wouldn't want to belong to them. Greatest generation was too hard. The generations before that caused the world too much trouble. A silent generation, too silent. So, no, I'm happy to be a baby boomer.